Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong.
As a former opera singer, Reid-Smith is no stranger to performing, like his a cappella medley for last year's state senate. And he faced a packed audience who expected senators to grill Reid-Smith over Armstrong's firing and the proposed cafe at the Cultural Center. But Senator Ed Bowman laid down the law at the beginning and said that no one would talk about Armstrong.
We will not get into any type of personnel matters.
Instead, senators gave Reid-Smith a platform to respond to his critics. He read a long list of archives and museums that mix food and documents, including the National Archives in Washington, D.C.
One only has to look to the National Archives in Washington, D.C., which has the Charters Cafe on the lower level, attached to the theater lobby, as well as an archives gift shop on the ground level between the entrance and exits.
Most senators in the meeting expressed support for Reid-Smith. The exception was Senator Eric Wells of Kanawha County, who asked whether the money to build a cafe could be better spent.
If you had the checkbook and you had a choice between a manuscript room or a cafe, which would it be?
I'd buy both.
That's not the right answer. I mean, limited funds, which is more important for the history of West Virginia?
I would buy both.
Reid-Smith said his critics should look at the original architectural drawings, which included a cafe.
Therefore, it would only hold true to look at the original architectural concept for the Cultural Center atrium. I brought it with me today for you to see it.
Randall, you might want to just turn around and point to me. Do it again, please. No, turn around, be nice. Just show the
I am nice.
But the original architect says they ditched the cafe idea exactly because of concerns about mixing food and historic documents. It's a worry shared by Virginia Gillespie, secretary of the Mining Your History Foundation.
The architects did research and they found out it's a no-no. You do not have food preparation areas in a place where you store archival documents because it draws vermin and the humidity is a huge problem.
Gillespie says Armstrong was fired because he wouldn't support the cafe.
We tried to tell people about what was going on, and we said, they're going to take the archive library and make a cafe out of it. And they said, oh, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of. Well, when Fred Armstrong was fired, it woke people up to the possibility, yes, they are going to do that.
This issue has fired up genealogists like Gillespie, who have developed a passion for history.
My husband had a five-way bypass in '92, and he realized that, his time was short on Earth, and he really wanted to find out about his ancestors. And so we started researching our ancestors, and we fell in love with it, and we've been doing it for 15 years. And we help other people who are looking for their ancestors. They write letters or they call us, and we go to the archives and do the research and send it to them. We work as volunteers because we enjoy researching history and our ancestors. And you get hooked on it. It's like fishing. You get hooked on fishing. Well, you get hooked on trying to find your ancestors. It's exciting.
During the meeting, Reid-Smith introduced a possible compromise, build a separate annex onto the Cultural Center for the cafe. But he still has a long way to go before he can earn the trust of amateur historians like Gillespie. For West Virginia Public Broadcasting, I'm Scott Finn in Charleston.